Okay, and we are here with Bradthechaddydaddy versus Regenerator X with Random Wizard. How you doing tonight, Random Wizard?
Doing pretty good. I'm really looking forward to this matchup. This is going to be the first time that we've seen Brad bring out the Altaria, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, he
Uh,
just traded for it.
just traded for it. I think that this matchup has got some interesting problems for both teams. So very much so looking forward to seeing how both these trainers bring their game to the table. And without without any hesitation, we see Mind Xiao and Zapdos off the rip, both strong leads.
Zapdos is
Brad,
kind of the matchup you want against Mind
yep,
Shell, though, here.
Brad
So,
maybe have predicted the Mind Xiao start. Mind Xiao's still gonna be able to get some chip damage in, but it's not gonna really matter against Zapdos. But we'll see what else Lee has or Regenerator X has in the tank.
knockoff,
Uh,
it definitely helps. Get that Rocky Hum off. That Vault Switch nuking that Mind Shell's health.
Pretty big, pretty big. Now, I think if you're over here, you're looking at Altaria staring you down the pipe. You got to swap to your Steel type Pokemon. You got to get your Scizor out. But
Yeah,
we'll
this is
see
another
what
matchup you want.
Generator does.
He just presses
U-turn.
U-turn. Okay. Now he lost some of his HP. Is that because he is on a life orb? Yes.
He's got a
So
life orb, 100%.
he's just going to rely on that regenerator to try to heal that back up.
Oh, and he goes for the Volcanion. Very
Takes
interesting swap. Now,
takes the hyper voice like a boss.
well, let's be real. Volcanion, his mega default is that he just doesn't have the speed,
He
but he's
presses
able to
sludge
outspeed
bomb.
this Altaria. Yeah, and I think if you're Regenerator X, you're gonna go with a more powerful move. Deal with the swap. Nope. That's it.
But
That's
that's
sad.
Regenerator X's playstyle. He doesn't like to get fancy with his move presses. He forces you to swap by pressing the damage move, and he likes to call the mind games and say, "Oh, you think I'm going to swap, so you're going to switch your move," and he likes to call
Well,
that
if he
play. I've
had, if
noticed.
even if he had clicked Steam Eruption, yep.
That's a good swap
Um,
for Altaria, but she's 12%. You know, she was already hurt, and
She
this
does have the ability to get back on her feet, so I'm very curious to see if
I don't know why
swap
he
for the
swapped.
Blissey.
Is he not faster than that Altaria? Just hit it again.
I don't know.
Maybe he
Maybe
knows
you
something
moused
we
over
don't.
the speed of
Yeah,
Altaria.
the speed
Missed it.
tier was higher. Flygon is
Magic
way faster.
bounce.
Oh, that is a amazing magic bounce read. Puts it in as soon as that Blissey comes in, and I wonder if a Psyshock is coming down the pipe here. Swaps into the bird. Does not take that Psyshock very well, 7%. He should be able to come back in on a swap out with Regenerator, but that is backbreaking.
Yeah, I think if you're Regenerator X, you're taking a second to read the room here. Your strategy is not working well. Brad is able to bring something a little bit bigger and better to the table. So we need to see him swap something in that can deal with this pressure. I think he's
He
safe at
is
swapping in his
faster
Blissey. He
than
could
the
swap in
Espeon.
his Blissey and just kind of try to
No,
stabilize with the wall.
that Espeon's going to wreck that Blissey with Psyshock.
You're probably right. Probably right.
Was it
Um,
Psyshock? Let's go. Yeah, it was. It was Psyshock. Now, Shaman is faster here, and he might have a one-shotting move. So, okay, yeah, calling that
interesting.
the U-turn. The fast U-turn would have
Yep.
hurt there. Very good read on Bradthechaddydaddy swapping out into that Altaria there. Getting that Altaria back into play, stabilized. Let's see what they do here. Go into the Priest, maybe looking to do a Wish Pass. He does have Regenerator in a lot of his Mon, so if he can get one of those Mon back in with that Regenerator proc and hit a Wish on them,
No,
he's just going to
gonna
look press for
he's
some
gonna
damage.
try to seismic toss this Altaria into the ground, but Altaria is a bit of a beast of a Pokemon. It's really not to be effed around with.
Yeah, with Roost and everything. Okay, so he
Mm-hmm.
swaps into the Arcanine. I guess thinking I'm faster, I have a physical move that can almost one-shot or almost one-shot. That's going to force him to swap. There we go. Into the Flygon. Takes
I
that
think
close combat well.
yeah, Flygon is actually a very great. Has great stats defensively. The typing is favorable here. There's not a whole lot this Arcanine can do to it. If I'm Brad, I'm reading an Earthquake, so maybe you throw out Zapdos
Right.
to just not even worry about it. Brings out Altaria.
Goes ahead and heals up, which in his circumstance, he's got a lot of low health Pokemon. I kind of understand him. He's preserving.
Wants to top off. Yeah. Okay.
He's preserving what he still has left. Which everything's alive, but he has some broken Pokemon in there. That Shaman and that Mineshadow.
Well, he's given his Scizor a chance to get out here and be the best it can be. You know, that Hyper Voice did surprisingly a lot of damage, but at least gets him the opportunity to Mega Evolve him and improve his stats. I think if you're Regenerator X and you're looking at Arcanine, you got to swap right back to the Flygon. You topped him off for a reason.
And I think Brad, if he reads that and has a healing move, that morning sun healing move,
yep,
he might be able to just read that and heal up this Arcanine here, which is going to be big value, forcing out that. Yep, here's back to the Flygon, just like you said. Let's see.
Yep.
Oh, he just presses Outrage and calls the swap back into the Dragon, just going to push his advantage, break more of those Pokemon. Get them low so they cannot swap into a move, even with the Regenerator.
Yeah, you know, Arcanine being as versatile as it is, I did not predict having the Outrage, but Brad is clearly on a different level here. He understands what's going on in the room. He's reading it, and you know, Regenerator X just deciding to let the Flygon go.
Regenerator X is definitely a player that knows when he needs to let a mistake sit, as he says, and accept it and lose that Pokemon and reset. Now this is an odd match choice here because you're slower.
Yep.
I don't know what else he goes into though, to be honest. I feel like you might have been able to go into the Scizor there and take that with your health. He's locked in to pressing it again. You don't eat the, and then you don't eat the Intimidate, and you could press Roost, but
you just gotta swap in Mineshadow at this point.
Yeah, and just
or Scizor works. He can get that Bullet Punch in.
Yeah, now he's got to hope for the Confusion proc here and for the Fire move not to connect. He swaps. He's gonna get a Roost off. No, he just presses. Okay, just presses damage. Interesting that he didn't go for Bullet Punch.
Now we'll see a Toxic out of the Felicity for sure, but the question is, yep, here comes Brad swapping in something that can deal with it. Oh, and he brings out the Wish.
Now this is, what do you do here? Because Brad's going to just slam a damage move.
With Blissey's, yep, he's going to get up his size.
He's going to hope this takes it. It takes it 8%. Yep. It's going to, oh, what a great play. Great play.
Blissey's health pool with a Wish. Like, talk about the bro of all bros.
You knew he was pressing the Psyshock there, and you went to the Steel Pokemon.
Huge knockoff out of Regenerator X. That was massive against Excadrill. We'll see what Regenerator X can continue to do with his Excadrill. Or I'm sorry, with his Skarmory. Not even Skarmory. Man, we are getting it wrong 2 times. With his Scizor. I think that we're starting to see him able to plant his feet a little bit. That's a sketchy swap. But he can get the fake out damage in to take out the Excadrill. Very interesting. And he goes with knockoff. Definitely seeing Brad go into the tank here a little bit. Weavile finally making its appearance. Very fast, very dangerous. Almost Fast and the Furious, if you will. but Sizor able to take that ice damage really without any worry. Give him a chance to go ahead and roost, heal up again.
Can you guys hear me okay? Sorry about that. Had a technical difficulty there.
Oh, you're back in the tank, my guy.
We are back.
We are back.
So, shamefully, as I was trying to deal with that technical issue there, I missed some of this, but it looks like both players are still the same status of Pokemon alive, and they're pushing through.
Well,
what a great magic bounce.
Excadrill is no longer a thing.
Oh, Excadrill went down. You're right. I didn't see.
That's right. So, but we've already seen this matchup play out. We know that Regenerator X can safely swap to his Sizor.
Except if the Espeon calls that, and he stays, thinking he can eat it. Maybe he's just going to try to protect and eat this wish to stabilize.
Maybe Regenerator X has a protect.
Oh, he swaps out.
Yep, he's getting his Sizor out there.
He's basically sacrificing so he can get his killing Pokemon stabilized. Doing whatever he can to stay in this.
Well, Mega Sizor can do it for him.
Swap to the already knocked off Pokemon. Brad's already seen this rotation. Making those calls.
Well, and I don't think that Brad...
the Heat Wave!
I don't think he brought Heat Wave because we haven't seen it yet, but
he was
just
holding that close to the chest, yeah.
And ladies and gentlemen, we are seeing the beginning of the end here. We will see a game 2, obviously. I think Regenerator X is going to have to really look at the notes here and dig deep.
Yeah.
Okay, what went right? What went wrong? Brad's clearly got some answers to a lot of his potential pressure. I'm curious if Regenerator X is regretting not bringing his Tangrowth. I don't know how much of that it would have changed this.
Right.
But Mind Shao is not being able to, really isn't paying his dues right now. So,
yeah, Mind Shao got hit real hard early and just wasn't able to come back into it.
Yep.
All right, into that game 2. Bradthechaddydaddy taking game 1.
Now, Mimics, correct me if I'm wrong. We saw a start. We saw Mind Shao on behalf of Regenerator X, and then Brad. Was it Zapdos, if I'm not mistaken?
At the start, yes.
I believe it was.
Yeah, they started that way.
I think if you're Regenerator X, you're looking to swap some things up here. Yeah. And so does Brad. Whoa, he starts with Proud Mind Shao. All right, let's see what's going on here. This is actually not a super great matchup for Altaria because Mind Shao does pack some dark type moves. But
he just U-turns him out of there.
Yep.
I think his Altaria is good against fighting moves, so goes right to the Blissey. Let's see what happens here. He's been really good about calling that magic bounce. Let's see if Blissey just presses Seismic Toss. Oh, into the Excadrill.
You got to press Seismic.
Excadrill was a good call because it can also threaten the Blissey and eat the Toxic.
But now you got to go to Flygon. You got to
sure.
swap to your Flygon. Get Blissey out there, protect him.
If you're Excadrill, you're taking this chance to press Rocks, I think. Oh, he swaps. He calls the swap and...
Oh,
okay.
It double predict into the Sizor.
Wow.
This is huge. This is what we should expect out of a seasoned Pokemon trainer.
Oh, but he's placking Flamethrower. He knows.
Oh my god. You play me, no, I play you.
He took the risk on eating that Bullet Punch to press the Flamethrower. He must be packing that Flamethrower just for that Sizor.
God, he kept that in the tank for this reason.
The whole time.
But we have seen both Megas go down here. It is
it's a
5v5 game. I don't even know. If that's a good trade or not on either Pokemon trainer.
Well, with Regenerator X having so much ability to heal his Pokemon, Brad needs, I think, to value his pieces a little bit higher, or his HP values. So we'll see how this goes.
What I'd love to see is some Flygon action, getting out here and throwing a goddamn stealth rock.
This is an
Because
interesting choice here to go to the Weavile. Sorry.
no, the Weavile will outspeed him. We'll get that fake out in. But
Okay.
I think your Volcanion is going to be able to raffle stomp him. I don't think Weavile is going to be able to sweep this Volcanion.
No, and maybe you're just hoping to hit a big knockoff and big damage and get that item off of it. But ice moves aren't going to get through this Volcanion. Volcanion's going to one-shot you with a fire move. Let's see what happens here. Yeah, he just presses knockoff. It crits! Maybe he just knows.
Wow.
He either knew that kill or just took the risk and got lucky with the crit. Because if that doesn't kill there, that Weavile dies, I think.
Yeah, well, let's see if Mind Shao can earn his keep here. I think if you're Brad, you're sitting comfy. You know that you've got the momentum at this point. You can safely swap in the Zapdos to pretty much anything Mind Shao can do. It's a tough match to be watching right now for Regenerator X's camp. But the high jump kick, bam, big on Espeon.
Does not take it well despite resisting it. Crushes that Espeon.
Who's faster? Look at the speed.
This Espeon should be faster, so he goes into the Shaman, takes the Psy Shock, has Regenerate, goes to put the Mind Shell away to get a Regenerate proc. It'll be full health coming back. Presses U-turn to get that Regenerate out there. That Rocky Helm doing work.
Yeah, we'll see Blissey perhaps come out or Flygon finally. I think Regenerator X, man, if he just had Stealth Rock's ability, you know, he would really be making Brad pay for a lot of these swaps.
Right.
So
Brad's able to just swap around for free.
Ooh, Excadrill is not going to like that. But,
Earth Power and Flygon's way faster, so he now has to swap something back into the Flygon. Oh, that Flygon.
I can't believe it's slower.
I cannot believe it's slower. 328 to a 302. It must not be a max speed Flygon. He gets those rocks out, which is huge value for that low HP Excadrill. Regenerator X really just thinking about, I think, what Pokemon to U-turn to here. Goes to the Shaman. Even if just to see what he does so he can swap into something else and get that Regenerator going again. Keep building that Shaman's HP up little by little. Or do you just... Oh, he goes to the Flygon. See? The knockoff hitting really hard, but not enough to kill or break it, so that knockoff's not going to hit that hard again. Let's see how this goes. Oh, the Icicle Crash, super effective.
Yeah. You know, it's rough. You know, it's a rough go here on forward for Regenerator X. It's not impossible. He's got Pokemon in the tank that can deal with some of Brad's mons, but the Pokemon, there it is. The Pokemon I'm worried about most is that Arcanine.
Oh my goodness, it almost kills despite the attack down.
Well,
Jump Kick is just doing work. And that Mind Shell should be faster if they're both max speed invested. So he can just keep pressing damage here and say, fuck, excuse my language, but fuck that attack down. I'm just gonna... Oh, he is not faster. Takes the Outrage. And it dies, what, to the Life Orb? Right, to the Life Orb. %25 on those rocks. And let's see here. This Weavile is faster, so goes to the Chansey. Critical hit, but takes out okay.
Hey, here comes the Seismic Toss. Here comes a big Seismic Toss down the pipe.
If he just keeps pressing Seismic Toss here, it can do work against these last few Pokemon. Espeon is scary though. Oh, the knockoff crits! It might have just killed anyway, being physical. And let's see. He is not faster than this Weavile. They're both max invested. And no,
Ooh.
the ice move coming in.
Brutal. I mean, at the end of the day, you see, two very strong competitors coming together.
GG.
And unfortunately, one of them had a better game plan than the other. I was hoping to see a game 3. I didn't get my game 3, but nonetheless, very
Good game
impressive
anyway to
showing.
both.
Good
Yep.
game.
GG.